Tests should be carried out with no advance notice. The doping control team may make contact with somebody responsible on site and ask for adequate testing facilities. The doping control station should consist of a waiting area, a processing area, and a washroom. The DCO will confirm that facilities are suitable for doping control. They have to be clean and must ensure the athlete's privacy. The rooms are to be used solely as a doping control station during the sample collection session. The sample collection equipment and the forms are prepared. The doping control team coordinates the control session and the tasks are assigned. One person is the lead doping control officer. Others may act as chaperones. The selection of athletes is based on the requirements of the responsible anti-doping organization. The test may be random or a target test. At the end of the competition, those athletes who have been selected for doping control are immediately notified. The official identification and the authority under which the sample collection is to be conducted are shown to the athletes. For a minor or an athlete with a disability, a third party may be notified as well. The athletes are informed about their rights and responsibilities, which include the right to have a representative present at the doping control station. The athletes should report to the doping control station as soon as possible, but no later than the time indicated on the notification form, which is usually 60 minutes from the time of notification. The athletes sign the form confirming they have been notified for doping control. The athletes will be requested to show identification at the doping control station. The DCO may allow the athlete to delay reporting to the doping control station for activities such as a press conference or medal ceremony. However, the athlete must be accompanied at all times. The athlete will be accompanied by a doping control officer or a chaperone from the time of notification until the completion of the sample collection process. The time an athlete reports to the doping control station is noted on the doping control form. The identity of the athlete is confirmed upon arrival at the doping control station. If requested, the DCO will explain the sample collection procedure to the athlete. While waiting, athletes have the opportunity to hydrate. They may drink their own beverage or choose from a selection of sealed, non-alcoholic, non-caffeinated beverages. Athletes are responsible for what they decide to drink. The athlete proceeds to the processing area when ready to provide a sample. The identity of the athlete is confirmed, and the doping control officer will begin to fill in the relevant sections of the doping control form.
Sprechen Sie Deutsch oder Französisch? Deutsch. Beides? Ja. Ah, das ist super. Und sind Sie Herr? Meder. Meder. Haben Sie einen Ausweis auch, bitte schön? Okay, merci vielmals. Ich warte bis, haben wir fertig unsere Arbeit. Hein? So, haben Sie schon ein paar Kontrollen gemacht oder nicht? Ja. Schon. So wissen Sie, wie das funktioniert ungefähr. Ja.
The athlete is offered a choice of collection vessels and chooses one. The athlete checks that the equipment is intact and has not been tampered with. Once satisfied, the athlete opens the collection vessel and proceeds with the provision of the sample. Only the athlete and a doping control official of the same gender are permitted in the washroom during the provision of the sample. Minors or athletes with a disability who need assistance may ask to have their representative present as well. However, this representative is not permitted to view the provision of the sample. The passing of the urine sample is witnessed by a doping control officer or chaperone of the same gender. Athletes are required to remove any clothing from the knees to mid-chest and from the hands to the elbows. This allows a direct observation of the urine leaving the athlete's body. These provisions ensure that it is the athlete's own urine and help prevent possible manipulation of the urine sample. The athlete maintains control of the sample at all times during the process unless assistance is required due to an athlete's disability. Back in the processing area, the person witnessing the passing of the sample will sign the doping control form at this time or at the end of the process. The volume of the collected urine and the time of sample provision are recorded on the doping control form. As a guideline, between 75 milliliters and 100 milliliters of urine should be collected, depending on the laboratory requirements for the type of analysis to be conducted. If the athlete provides the required amount of urine, a sample collection kit will be selected. The athlete checks that the equipment is intact and has not been tampered with. Once the athlete is satisfied, the sealing procedure begins. The athlete opens the kit.
Diese kleine Material können wir auch ein bisschen neben uns so lassen und die andere. Ist alles in Ordnung für Sie?
The athlete confirms that the sample code numbers on the bottles, the lids, and the container all match. Once satisfied, the lids from the bottles are removed.
Und am Anfang machen wir Transferrechte bei die Blau, die B-Probe und die zweite nachher bei A. Und ich sage, wann haben Sie genug? Ich sage, aber bitte schon am Anfang müssen Sie Ihre Urin ein bisschen Mischung so machen, noch ein bisschen mehr, für die Sediment ein bisschen Suppe machen. Okay, ist gut. Jetzt können Sie beginnen mit die...
The athlete splits the sample, pouring the urine herself, unless assistance is required due to an athlete's disability. First, the athlete pours the required volume of urine into the B bottle. The remaining urine is poured into the A bottle. The athlete is asked to leave a small amount of urine in the collection vessel so the doping control officer can measure the specific gravity and/or pH according to the relevant laboratory guidelines. The athlete then seals the bottles, and the doping control officer verifies that the bottles are sealed properly.
Okay, super. Formidable. So, jetzt, ich kann schon die Nummer eintragen.
The sample code number of the kit is recorded on the doping control form.
098. Ist korrekt?
Ja, ist gut.
Ist gut. So, jetzt können Sie beide in wieder Plastik und wieder bei Box. Und nachher machen wir noch die Kontrolle mit pH und Densität. Okay. Voilà. Können Sie die
The doping control officer measures the specific gravity and/or pH using the urine left in the collection vessel.
Voilà, sehr gut. Wir warten noch schnell eine kleine Zeit, zum Sichersein. Und wir können kontrollieren.
The values are recorded on the doping control form. The DCO ensures that any residual urine is discarded in full view of the athlete.
Ist in Ordnung?
If the sample meets the requirements, the athlete is asked to provide information about any medication and supplements he or she has taken recently. These are recorded on the doping control form.